Okay, you're watching New Car Spin. I'm your host, Brian Grant. This is a brand new Volkswagen Jetta GLI. Check that out. Oops, dropped my glasses. I'm so excited. All right, so we are going to drive this today just around the block to get a good taste of what this thing can deliver. First, you'll notice lip spoiler. You'll notice very cool black wheels with a red trim on them, red brake calipers, and the number 35. And if you open the door, another 35. God, I dropped my glasses again. This is just too exciting. Floor mats, special edition. Which one is this? I'm going to tell you what it is. This is the 35th anniversary edition. Pretty deep. Let's get into the Monroney. Let's see what this thing costs. Okay. So it's expected to get 32 on the highway, which I believe is 1 or 2 mpgs better than the previous generation Jetta GLI. 35th anniversary edition. Pure gray, which sort of in Audi world would look like a nano gray, not necessarily, what is that other gray? Nardo. This is more like nano, which you'd get on the A3, which, by the way, is like a $600 option on the Audi. It's free on the Volkswagen. And let's see. The only option here is the roof exterior, pure gray with black roof exterior. I didn't even notice the black roof. $27,795 is a total. Oh, sorry, $28,985 is a total because it includes this here, the destination charge. Obviously, they have to get you somewhere. Yeah, let's start this thing up. I'm really looking forward to this one. I've driven the bone stock Jetta S manual in LA, and then I drove a totally decked out SEL Premium. They both had the 1.4 liter turbocharged engine with the 8-speed automatic. This is, I don't know. I know you can get a manual. This one just doesn't have the manual. What does this have? This has the 7-speed DSG, so I'm assuming that's the same wet clutch that you get in the Audi. Let's pop the hood real quick. We're gonna do that before we go on a drive. And my apologies for the microphone buffeting. There's wind. I can't stop it. There's the black roof. There's the beast. Looks like an EA 888, doesn't it? 2 liters. It should sound a lot like what you'd expect GTI to sound like, because this is the same, one and the same engine finally. Whereas before, the previous generation had sort of a different valve. So let's take it for a ride. We'll go around the block. At one point, I will get this vehicle for an entire week. So I'm just going to take it around the block for you, give you a taste of the GLI. I'm so glad Volkswagen brought this to the Texas Auto Riders. Texas Auto Riders Auto Roundup. I'm a journalist, and this is our event. It's really cool. We do it once a year. I'm really grateful for it. I appreciate your support by subscribing and liking, so please do so. And if you have any comments, leave them below. I'm kind of giving you unedited behind-the-scenes footage so that you know what it's like to be an automotive journalist. There are other people here, like that's the Gentleman Racer, that's DFW Cars, those are some prep guys. We're kind of wrapping up for the day. There's Derek Shaky from the Will Be Cars. I drove that. I drove the Red Eye. I didn't drive that this time. I didn't have enough time today. I drove, well, I did drive the CX-5. I'm going to get that for 2 weeks coming up, so I don't want to do a video on it now. There's the Stelvio, which I drove months ago. That video is on YouTube as well. I do have a ton of stuff on my channel, so be sure to check out all my videos if you want to see everything I've been up to. I really appreciate your viewership. Only 1% of all my views are from subscribers, so if you are watching and you're not a subscriber, it's free. Just hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. And let's get to the mode. Obviously, the yellow button means that it's been activated, so we're going to go right into sport mode and drive. And if actually you drop it down, you're in you'll see there in the display it goes between D and S for sport. So we'll just put it into drive mode, and we'll creep forward here. There's a nice McLaren. That's not drivable today. It's only on display. It's $250,210. That's a $138,000 Mercedes AMG wagon, which I drove. I have that video for you too. It's on my channel. Here, it's better if we go like that. Man, sometimes when it's on camera, it just doesn't cooperate.
It gets nervous when the cameras roll.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So there's somewhere. Trying to scan out.
There you go.
Cool.
Have
Thank
fun.
you. And this has auto stop start. So when you come to a complete stop, the engine shuts off. You can turn it off here. It won't retain that setting though, but you will see. We don't have the digital gauge cluster. Some of you may kind of like be disappointed. I'm not. It also doesn't have the Fender stereo, or the Beats stereo in here. So this is like not the Autobahn edition. This is the 35th anniversary. So it should be kind of like a trimmed out version of a bone stock one. Let's just listen to this GLI as we drive along. We're gonna just go zip down that way, turn around, zip down the other way, turn around, come back. And then I'll get a more thorough drive for you guys and a more thorough opinion about it later when I get it for a week, which will probably be around May, June. I don't know. I got so many vehicles lined up right now. It's crazy. I am booked solid, almost 2 cars a week through May. And that's just a lot of content. It's a lot of driving. I did post on Instagram like a ton of keys. I'm like, which one do I drive today? Because literally 4 cars, it's like 1 day a week you could drive a car. It's not enough time. It's not enough time. There's nothing I can do to get more time behind the seat. And then you have stuff like that, traffic there, which I'm not in a rush to get into. So I have to talk to you longer. So just keep in mind when I do unedited, uncut, raw videos, I try and keep it real. All right, we're still in drive. Here is the radar safety system, so blind spot, rear traffic, and front assist, which means blind spot monitoring, obviously. Little icons will show up there, which is great for cases like this where I need to go left and everyone else wants to go right. This is ridiculous off-ramp. And you have to yield to, in Texas, you yield to everyone getting off the freeway. So you have to yield to, basically you yield to everyone who goes faster than you. So it's challenging sometimes, but in the GLI, I don't think it's going to be a challenge. We'll be able to keep up or merge just fine. All right. We do have heated seats. You'll notice in the SEL we had heated and ventilated seats. So I'm sure that's a possibility here. I don't know. I haven't really seen the options. I wasn't invited to the media launch, so I don't have all the details on this car, and all I have is the window sticker here. There's no press kit, there's nothing to read, and I don't have time. I just don't have the time. But I want to give you an idea of what it sounds like on the road. The cloth seats are handy. They don't have that old school cringy look like the GTI had with the plaid. We have a new look here, and I think in Texas heat and the Texas winters, you want seats that don't scorch you when you get in. What else can I talk about? I do like this display, and we can show things like vehicle status, tire pressure monitoring system. We can select Think Blue Trainer, which is like, sorry, I didn't even realize. There we go. Think Blue. Radio media. You'll notice there's no satellite radio on here. I think if we go to frequency, no satellite radio, which is weird. No navigation either, but you would have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto if you plugged into that USB port down there. And you would do that through Apple. See, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, it's all there. So if you're not into all that tech stuff and you just want to plug in your phone, you can get away with that just fine here. we're going to put this into sport mode, and that's going to bring the revs up a little bit for the DSG. And we're going to hear probably a little bit more of a guttural exhaust. Now, I always remember the GLI being pretty grippy. Everyone's got the same idea. Oh, yeah, we're moving. And it's so smooth in here. Now, I would say it is kind of a windy day, so the straight line stability, I feel like I'm higher up in this version than I was in the previous generation. It could just be me. It could be my seat. Yep, it's my seat. Let me ratchet it down here. Okay. Let me move forward a little bit. Okay. All right. Oh, God, that sounds great. God, this is amazing. Okay, so for sub 30 grand, you're able to get into a vehicle that, and I've owned several Audis before, a couple A3s on top of that. You're going to have a vehicle that will be a front-wheel drive, which may be the only downside for you, but very close to the Audi. Traffic here, and there is a cop sitting in that parking lot like every 5 minutes, so he's keeping an eye on us because us journalists are driving press cars around here, and I don't know what they're doing, but this is the last round for the day, and we end up voting on the specific categories for cars of Texas: luxury car, coupe of Texas, sedan of Texas, sports sedan, all that stuff. And I definitely think that this would get my vote. Let's turn this here. Pretty solid. And you'll remember that last time I drove the GLI, I did a road trip from Dallas to Austin, or was it the other way around? And I compared it to the Volkswagen Golf GTI. And the difference was, in the Golf, I said, hey, I wish I had the interior of the Golf in the Jetta GLI, because the GLI just felt so much more just grown up and more elaborate. I don't know how to explain it, but the GLI felt better to me in person than the Golf. And now we have sort of like an upscale version of what the Golf needs to be, because I said that the Golf is quite cringy now. Now we have an uncringy interior in a GTI four-door sedan wrapper, if that makes any sense. And I do prefer this over the Golf GTI now. That's just after this one lap. Thank you.
Right. We got a new Civic Si.
So for me, I know that I've done a lot of Volkswagen videos, and I know I have a lot of subscribers that are probably subscribing just for the Volkswagen, but I like this. I also like the Volvo S60. I would say that if I had a Volvo S60 or even the ES300 F Sport, that's the ES350 F Sport, there's the S60, but I would have the T8. So the T8, and then the, what is it, the Supra. But I do like the concept and the idea of a GLI. So thank you for watching, and I appreciate your support. Talk to you later.